Hello? Hello, is this microphone working? I've never used a microphone before, and I'm quite excited to do this. I'm so excited to talk to all of you, and I want to share some of the things that I've learned in my journeys to Egypt. If this is the first time that we have been introduced, my name is Evelyn, and I am a librarian with the British Museum. And it is my great pleasure to talk to you about the Book of the Dead from Hamunaptra. I went on a most fascinating journey there where I learned a great many things. This book contains in it spells and incantations that, when properly said, may actually have the ability to bring back the dead. Now, I've got a few other notes over here. If you will be so kind, I will get those for you. One moment. Let me grab my notes. I have been putting together a few calculations and recordings from my findings. Now, if you can see, I was taking a great many pictures on my journeys, and I learned a great deal. Now, what I found was that the creature there was actually a cursed individual, a priest from thousands of years ago, if you can believe that. And he was brought back when the words and incantations were read aloud from the Book of the Dead. Now, this caused a great deal of disruption as we tried to take care of him. My new friend, Rick, and I were trying to find a way to stop him. And let me tell you, it was not easy, because not only was he a reanimated corpse, but he had the powers of the old pharaohs and the old gods and all sorts of magical abilities. But we discovered he had a weakness to cats, because Bast, being one of the watchers of the overworld, and their avatar could actually disrupt him. So we were able to use that to our advantage. I've actually got a cat around here somewhere. She's being quite precocious. I may try to get her in a moment and show you. But what we did was we went into the tomb to find the counter spell, which would allow us to put this dark creature back into the grave. Doesn't that sound exciting? Well, I assure you, it was not very exciting at the time. It was quite terrifying, but we persevered and we did not give up. And because we didn't, we finally succeeded in sending him back. And I am so glad to be able to report my findings to you, the Historical Society, for posterity. You are claiming that you don't believe me? How could you not believe when I have critical evidence that a creature came back from the dead and lived once again? You do not want to believe that. Do you not profess to be Christian? Do you not then profess that a man might be brought back from the dead? That's what I thought. Now, this creature was dangerous, but he may not be alone. If it is possible to bring one back, it may be possible to bring back others. So we must be vigilant. We must stay on top of this. And that is why I am here to talk to all of you, not just as a librarian, but also as an advocate for the future. This is my proposal. It is my belief that if this extraordinary creature is out there, and if there are other extraordinary creatures out there, that we should have them on our side and not elsewhere. I think that it may be feasible, and I've got some notes here, to gather together some of these individuals into a group or a team or a league, if you will, a society of justice that would defend us should such a creature arise again. And if there could be one, there could be others. Now, I have here information that a young man has recently found a helm in Egypt, a helm that supposedly has given him the powers of fate itself. And so I propose that we reach out to this young man and see if he will be willing to join us. And I don't think that he's the only one. There is an individual who has developed a pill that gives him extraordinary abilities, but only for an hour. Our man, he goes by. Another who is able to put people into slumber with their gas gun and pellets. Oh, it's making me sleepy just thinking about it. But I think that we should gather together these people. Imagine if in just a few years war broke out and we were able to use these extraordinary gentlemen, and perhaps ladies, if there are as well, to defend us and to help us. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I think that should be our goal. I have a few more notes here of some individuals that may be of interest to you. It seems there is a young man from Metropolis who has the powers to run faster than a locomotive. He's more powerful than one too, and he can leap buildings with a single bound. Can you imagine what someone like that could do for justice? Exactly. And that's why I think that we should form this league of extraordinary gentlemen, a society of justice, if you will. What do you say? Well, at the very least, let me and my new friend, Rick, go and find these individuals, gauge their interest, see if they are real, because they could be hoaxes, and go from there. All right? Now let's discuss my per diem. Good. Thank you all so much for coming to my presentation, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Goodbye.